you enter into a new school year, everyone gets sick, especially first year, because like everyone's like, oh my gosh, like we're in university and start partying. And then I was worried in Science 1 because it's so busy that if you get sick, it's almost like academic suicide. Like you get sick and knocks you out for a few days and you're done.
Hey everyone, I hope you had a great start to your new year. It's Abby and you're listening to Boba, Bread, and Chat, where we build meaningful relationships and connections with God while sipping on boba and snacking on our favorite snacks. So grab your favorite drink or snack as we dive into today's conversation. Hey guys, welcome to Boba, Bread, and Chat. Could you please introduce yourself briefly? Tell us how long you've been at our church and one of your favorite things about church.
Okay, I'll start. Hi, my name is Curtis. I've been at church for 18 years, so since I've been born. And my favorite thing about church is just having a community to learn about God with, just a very comforting environment.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Caris, and I've been in church for this church for 8 years. And my favorite thing about going to church is being able to enjoy fellowship with other believers and getting to worship God together and also contribute our individual gifts to serve Him together.
Yeah, nice. Thanks for sharing. I'd say my favorite thing is probably this, really similar to you guys, is that community at church to go to and fellowship time with other people. Yeah. Well, we've got our bubble tea here and our egg rolls since Chinese New Year is coming up. It's still the year of the rabbit, but it will be the year of the dragon. As you can see, we have our special dragon balloon here. Before we begin, we're going to pop the bubble tea on the count of 3. So you can grab your bubble tea.
Sick.
And we're going to pop it in 3, 2, 1. Yay!
Nice.
Okay, let's begin. So for our icebreaker, what is something you enjoy about the New Year's? Do you guys do anything special?
Nothing too special, no big trips or anything, but mainly it's hanging out with the family, having parties with other church people, potlucks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To just spend time together, that kind of thing.
Come to think of it, I've probably spent New Year's with you guys too.
Yeah, I think so.
A few times.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That shows how long we've known each other.
Yeah.
So
there was that time we had a sleepover into the new year, and then I think we were watching Mulan 2 together.
Yeah, that was at my place.
It was at your place.
Yeah. And then I remember we had spaghetti and
and
garlic
dumplings.
bread. Oh, dumplings? We had dumplings too?
Yeah, no, I remember one time there's a combo of dumplings and spaghetti. I just remember.
Nice.
It makes so much sense.
Nice.
So it was good.
That's that's a really amazing fusion, Italian and
The best
Chinese.
from both
It's
worlds.
it's interesting. Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about New Year's. Do you guys have any resolutions that you've completed in the past? Were they successful or did you grow from them?
Yeah, so for me, they weren't really New Year's resolutions because I don't set those. But I remember that in high school, there was a certain period of time where I became really interested in environmental issues. So just watching the news and also learning about it in class, I learned a lot about climate change and sea level rising and all those kinds of environmental issues. And after that, I became really interested in trying to help and do something about it.
Yeah.
So that was a goal that I set to take action and really try to help mitigate these issues. So the first thing I did was I joined the environment club at my school. I became involved in helping out with their events. And then as the year drew to a close, they passed on the leadership to me and a friend. So I joined a leadership program to learn more about leadership. To develop the skills that I would need to lead the club. And then for the next 2 years of high school, I organized events that were school-wide to raise awareness about the issues and also to encourage students to, take on environmental stewardship and just making the day-to-day decisions that would make an impact on, like reducing water usage and
Yeah.
greenhouse gas emissions and all of that.
Wow. You did a lot in high school.
No.
I'm like, I know you told me before, but I'm still impressed by it. Yeah, it's so cool.
No, it's like
Thank you.
Caris girl boss moments.
Yes.
Yeah. Just throughout high school. Okay, this is like, I think like one of my main goals like going into university was to meet new people, right? And like just going out of my comfort zone to meet people. And that was like a really big thing because I guess like throughout high school and just school in general, you just kind of, you're like not forced to make friends, but in a way because you spent like every day
So much
with the
time
same
with them.
people, right? Because you're not guaranteed to be with the same people like all the time. I knew it was gonna be like kind of hard, harder than high school probably. I met some people in like the first few weeks, and then and then we became really good friends like throughout the year. So that was something I was really happy about.
That's really good. How did you meet your friends? Like through classes or?
So my closest friends I met through Jumpstart. So that's like the first week of school, and like it's just like a little fun little introduction week.
Yeah.
So I think that's where like, because everyone's like not as stressed yet before exams and
Right,
everything.
so it's a
before
good
you
time to
actually
meet
get to work.
people.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Nice. We've been talking about resolutions or goals mostly. How do you guys like maintain these resolutions or goals?
Like I think the main thing is like either you have to be very disciplined to keep yourself accountable, or you need like someone else, like you need someone to kind of like check up
support
on
you,
you
yeah.
and support you like once in a while. Yeah, I think that's like probably the biggest thing that could maybe help me at least to go through a goal. Yeah.
I think that's a really good point, like having people to hold you accountable, someone who you talk to out loud about your goals and maybe how you're going to do it really helps.
Yeah.
I found that it really helps to identify something that you're passionate about and then build your resolutions on top of those passions that you have, because when you're truly invested in something or you care about it a lot, I feel like that's one of the strongest forces out there that can drive you through the challenges that you'll face, and keep that motivation going. And another thing that I think really helps is being really specific about how you're going to achieve that goal.
Yeah.
If you leave it as an abstract idea, like, oh, I want to be more fit, or I want to help the environment, but then you don't identify really
The
specific
steps, right?
specific steps that you're going to take to achieve that goal, then it helps to be more concrete and to establish like, I'm going to do this first and then move on from that, for it to be like realistic and like not unattainable, but yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you're thinking.
Specific, realistic.
No, I remember. Like, there's like an acronym
Yes,
for it.
there
It's
is.
like a goal-setting acronym.
The SMART goals.
Smart
Classic
goals.
high
Yeah.
school thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I did a speech on SMART goals in middle school, so I
So you're an expert.
remember it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that is so true. I think what you said earlier is really important as well. Having a clear purpose of why you're doing something is a huge thing, because without it, you don't have that drive to complete the task or
Yeah.
goal that you have in mind.
Yeah.
We'll move on to part 2 now. New beginnings with God. Well, how has God worked in your life when entering like a new school, new season of your life? Yeah, how have you experienced God in those times?
Yeah, I think I really experienced him during the first year of university, going into like Science 1. I think I was really scared about it. I was really nervous because I heard that it's really rigorous. They teach you more material, they teach you third year and second year material, and they also dive deeper into first year material, and the tests are just
Really
harder.
getting ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like I had to suffer to get ahead, so I don't know. But yeah, I was really worried about it, and I just really was able to experience God throughout the whole year. And I think one thing that I really learned was just like the sheer amount of control that God has, and how like I was able to experience His sovereignty and how everything that happens won't happen unless it's permitted by God. Even just something like getting sick. Like in September, I don't know, but when you enter, I don't know about you guys, when you enter into a new school year, everyone gets sick, especially first year, because like everyone's like, oh my gosh, like we're in university and start partying, and then and it's like because we just kind of came out of the thick of the pandemic at that time, so then everyone around me was sick. I was worried in Science 1 because it's so busy that if you get sick, it's almost like academic suicide. Like you get sick and knocks you out for a few days and you're done. Like, so then I was really worried about getting sick.
Yeah.
I was like, it's over. I'm gonna get sick. Like I'm gonna fall behind.
If you guys don't know, Caris is this super clean person.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Always sanitizing her stuff.
Yeah, if you know me, you'll know that I'm very much afraid of germs and stuff. But then I found it was like a miracle, because every time I'd be exposed to someone, I'm like, that's it, I'm getting sick. And then I just never got sick, because I would always pray every time, like, God, please guard my health so that I'll have the energy to get through the school year. Yeah. And the whole entire year, from September all the way until now, I haven't gotten sick. Wow. So I was like, I feel like that's a God thing, because germs don't work that way.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so like in small things like that, but also just like how God provided me with energy and strength every day. And I really, when I look back, I see how He carried me through the weeks where it felt impossible to finish everything that was in our workload for that week. I really experienced His provision and His strength this year.
That's so good. You know, I can relate to that as well, because at school, you know, we also have long days, long hours, especially if we're working on a production. We can stay at school like until like 12 a.m. sometimes for production, which has happened before. And on those days especially, you know, I'm asking God for strength, for energy throughout the day. And that also makes me think of the time when we all went to Costa Rica for the STM. Yeah, I was asking for that, but also that God would be able to work through us to speak to these kids in Costa Rica, because you know, we had a language barrier because they spoke Spanish and we didn't speak Spanish. So I was like, how do we form that connection with them if we can't speak their language, right? But despite all that, you know, God still connected us with the kids, and that's just really amazing to see.
Yeah, totally. I think for this year, in the past year, how I've seen God work was like also through school. But I think one thing that I had to like learn to do was like kind of like to trust, like mainly to like trust God. Like when things seemed that I didn't like know where I was going, I guess. Like in like such like big decisions, like these are the courses that you're taking and everything, and I'm like, I don't know if these are the right courses for me to take, and you know, I don't know how hard they're going to be and if everything's going to go well. But like I think it's just learning to trust that God has set this plan for me. Like whether I obviously I don't know what that plan is, but I just learning to trust that God's plan is the right plan.
Yeah. Yeah. That reminds me of a Bible verse. I think it's Jeremiah 29.
Love that one.
For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Yeah. What do you guys think is something that God has been teaching you in this season of your life?
What I've been learning to do is just to trust God. It's like, it's not even really like cliche, but like it really is like such a big step, I guess, because like it's so hard to just kind of like let go and to like not worry about so many things, not like that I don't know. Like so many things in the future are so uncertain, and like you know, there's just no way for me to know. And even if it doesn't look so good right now, I just kind of have to know like God's got me, right? And it's hard because it's like from my point of view, like obviously like I don't know this, I don't know that, I don't know what's happening next, right? But it's just
it's like you're walking blindly.
It is. That's how it feels like pretty often, that it feels like I just have to assume that God's there, but like I just have to trust that He's there and He'll be there with me.
That's what's really comforting, I think, about having God, is knowing that your fate isn't kind of up in the air. It's not like there's a loose end that is at the mercy of different influences or forces in the world, like even just like other people or like circumstances and how things turn out. It's really comforting to know that someone who cares about you is holding your life in his hands and is kind of orchestrating every detail to make sure that everything works out for your good and other people's good. And I would say that I also have the same answer as well, like also what I've been talking about this whole time, but it really is what I'm trying to work on is also to trust in God. And you hear that a lot, but then when you're in the thick of difficult times, that's when it gets really difficult to trust in God. Because if you know me, I'm an excessively indecisive person. Like it's impossible, like how indecisive I am. Like if you just like buying clothes or choosing ice cream or something like that, or choosing what to eat for a snack, I can stand there in the spot paralyzed for like 10 minutes doing nothing, and that's for small things. Like imagine if I'm like trying to choose I don't know what courses to take or whether to take on a certain like job or like volunteer opportunity. It just multiply 10 minutes by like I don't know, a big number. But so as someone who struggles to make decisions and also someone who excessively regrets the decisions that I make, I'm always like, oh wait, I should have done that instead. And I also agonize over like lost opportunities or past opportunities, like, oh, I should have done that instead. What if I did this? What if I did that? And just constantly being this mindset, it's like really a daily battle to try to, like every time a feeling of like, oh, I should have done that, or like frustration rises up, to really try to suppress it and to tell myself it's okay, because God is literally, he has every detail of your life planned out, like every minute of it, and you just have to trust that he's guiding you and that his plan and his goodness is bigger than the mistakes that I make, bigger than my lack of wisdom or lack of insight. So just really learning to trust in what he has prepared for me.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Is there anything you guys are looking forward to this new year? I know I'm graduating soon, so I'm pretty excited about graduating.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think for me, I'm just in general looking forward to watching God's plan for me fall into place. Just letting him lead me to meet the people that he wants me to meet, and also watching him like present opportunities for me to develop the talents that he's given me and use them to serve him, and also like opportunities to grow and learn more, and also discover what I'm passionate about, and discover like what I might pursue as a future career. So I'm just excited to watch his plan for me unfold.
Yeah, that's true. We're in this stage where we're still discovering what our career might be and what God's plan might be. So I think not just this year, but just in the future, I'm really looking forward to what that is that God has planned for me. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. I'd say like I'm honestly more or less the same. It's just so many question marks right now. Like we don't know what's gonna happen with like careers and stuff, and how school's gonna go, and then it's just, so many things. So we just have to really trust God that
trust God that
he knows
it's gonna be okay.
Everything gonna go work.
It'll work.
That's that's the thing. So like I don't know exactly what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, you guys have shared very encouraging words. I hope that you guys were also encouraged by our conversation today. Thank you, listeners, for tuning into our conversation today. What is something that you're looking forward to seeing God do this new year? Thank you, Caris and Curtis, for joining us. And to our wonderful listeners, make sure to follow us on Instagram at lighthousemedia.wac and our church at westwood.alliance.church for new episodes at the end of each month. And so until next time, stay chill or stay warm, and God bless. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Oh, wait, I was not ready.
Oh no!
I was not ready. I was adjusting my finger and then it just pressed.
Oh no. That's okay.
Oh, we'll find out.
We'll see.
It's okay, no, because every time I swallow very loudly, apparently.
Every time I chewed a pearl, in my peripheral vision, I saw them like laughing.
Well, every time I'd swallow, and then like Miriam would kind of like laugh.
Oh. Also, like when I chew pearls, like that probably doesn't sound very pleasant.
It's like
it's like.